Welcome, crypto fam, to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest Bitcoin technical analysis as the Bitcoin price inches up with U.S. stocks as Bitcoin bulls fight to defend 65 Gs. And quoting the high priest of Bitcoin, Max Keiser, only Bitcoin truly separates money from state because only Bitcoin is truly decentralized. The market is waking up to ETH being centralized garbage and it's dumping. ETH has no reason to exist and will continue to drop to zero against Bitcoin. We'll also be discussing Mt. Gox still has roughly 90,000 Bitcoin valued at roughly $6 billion, as well as breaking news. World's largest Bitcoin miner, Marathon Digital, buys $100 million worth of Bitcoin to go full HODL mode. That's right. Also, the Bitcoin whales go on unprecedented $23 billion July buying spree. I'll be breaking down this latest data, as well as quoting the high priest again. Trump reacts to his slander against Bitcoin country El Salvador, retracting what he initially said. Max says, smart move, hombre. I forgive you, so all is forgiven. Also in today's show, more breaking news. VanEck, the major asset manager, predicts Bitcoin to skyrocket to $52.38 million per coin in their bull scenario. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. But without further ado, if you're new to the channel and to the stream, important to smash those likes and subscribe to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. Also hit the bell icon, turn on all notifications, and please repost this over on X with a quote. And everyone who repost it, I'll repost your repost and also be sure to follow you. Today is pod episode number 1711. My favorite number, Divine Omen. Just saying. And it's July 25th, 2024, day one of the Nashville Bitcoin Conference in Tennessee. Let's kick it off as we do each and every day with our market watch. As you can see, the big loser in the day is Ethereum. Ironic enough, just had their launch of the Ethereum ETF. Not going so great. Down 8% on the day, trading back down under roughly 3,100. Solana correcting down 6%. Cardano down 6%. Bitcoin maintaining less than 2% down on the day, just above $64,600. And checking out CoinMarketCap.com. The current crypto market cap sits at $2.31 trillion. The Bitcoin market cap is $1.27 trillion with about 90 billion worth of volume in the past 24 hours. With the Bitcoin dominance, look at that climb. Yesterday was 54%. Today is 55.3%. Look how low the Ether dominance went to 16.2%. So clearly the apex predator eating away at Ethereum. Many analysts were anticipating the opposite. They're like, watch Ethereum eat away at the Bitcoin market cap with the Ethereum ETFs. Well, the opposite is currently occurring, so we'll be paying attention to that. We'll also be checking out, as you can see here, the top 100 crypto gainers for the past 24 hours. Virtually nothing in the green. Very modest gains from like maybe 5 out of the top 100 as virtually every coin is correcting and in the red. And checking out the crypto bubbles to get a visual perspective on the day. Yikes. It's like, yeah, roughly 98% of the market getting wrecked right now. And zooming out on the month, as we can see here, there we got some gainers. I would say maybe 25% in the green, 75% in the red. And checking out the crypto greed and fear index, we're currently rated 68 greed, yesterday 69, last week a 61, and last month a 30 in fear. So there you have it, my crypto fam. Let's dive right into today's Bitcoin technical analysis, aka astrology for the broskies. As you can see in the headline, Bitcoin price inches up with U.S. stocks as the Bitcoin bulls fight for 65 Gs. Here we're looking at the 1 hour chart. Bitcoin revisited 65,000 after the July 25th Wall Street Open as United States equities recovered from their worst day since 2022, Trading views showed a Bitcoin price rebound following the initial sell side pressure. This was in the form of trading algorithms, as Sku shared, while highlighting one entity in particular, whom he dubbed an aggro seller. As shared here, Bitcoin, the aggro seller, selling spot Bitcoin into the price, shorting 2,000 BTC on perpets. This morning is a great example. Liquidity games. Our aggro seller slammed the prices lower before the large passive buyers came in. The price momentum is basically just positioning, covering over and over till close, and then market is net long. So probably just another reversion trade later on. And others also track the modest ongoing comeback for the U.S. stock markets, which previously seen major losses. The NASDAQ 100 fell 3.6% July 24th, marking its worst day since November of 2022, while the S&P 500 slid 2%. Bitcoin displayed similar behavior overall, hitting local lows of 63,400 over on Bitstamp, and at the time of the recording, we're just shy of 65 Gs. Quoting the Keiser letter, did the bubble just pop? U.S. macroeconomic data released added to the state of the market flux. We have the PCE index came in lower than expected, a potential relief for the risk assets with reduced spending bolstering the odds of interest rate cuts. Both initial and ongoing jobless claims were also below expectations, pointing to a resilient labor market, reducing market observers' bets on cuts at the Fed's next meeting, July 31st, 6 days away. The latest data from the CME Group FedWatch tool confirmed already very low odds of a curveball move from the Fed. Meanwhile, crypto analyst Rec Capital stressed the importance of the current battle to flip 65 Gs into support, representing the Bitcoin short-term hodler price at this particular level. Quoting him here, Bitcoin is now in the process of retesting 65,000 in a volatile manner. Needs now a daily close above 65,000, which you can see in the chart in the blue, to render the retest as successful and keep the price in the 65 to 71.5 region, which you can see here in the red. Previously, he estimated that Bitcoin would only need around 2 months to achieve a new all-time high, with the local top currently being $73,800. And quoting the high priest of Bitcoin, Max Keiser, who's in Nashville, Tennessee right now, only Bitcoin truly separates money from state because only Bitcoin is truly decentralized. The market is waking up to ETH being centralized garbage, and it is dumping. ETH has no reason to exist and will continue to drop to zero against Bitcoin. Same for all the ish coins. And there you have it, coming from the high priest. And now let's check out some of the live charts, family. This is the 1 hour. As you can see here, we do have a right shoulder. Let me switch the scene so you can see it even cleaner on your screen. You can see we're currently just above $64,500. We do have some targets, including a downside target on the 1 hour chart, a head and shoulders sitting at $62,500, a couple of thousand down. And zooming out, because they say when in doubt, just zoom out. Here's the 4 hour chart, family, and you can see there's a lot of formations, a left shoulder, a head, a right shoulder. There's a bunch of different targets. We have a right shoulder with a target sitting under $62,500, very similar to the target on the 1 hour. And let's zoom out a little further and check out the 1 day chart. And again, this is live and in the flesh, brought to you by TradingView, and we're looking via Coinbase. So this is live price action via Coinbase, the largest crypto exchange here in the States. And on the daily chart, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 consecutive corrective candles after we had a nice little pumpy pump, hitting 68,000 just the other day. We also have a downside target on the daily chart all the way down to $47,700. Now let's check out the weekly, which is probably the most bullish chart. There was a cup and handle here all week at 120,000. So yeah, on the weekly, we have a bullish flag formation. We have a couple of targets, and one is a cup and handle, which I just referred to, sitting at $126,000, making this the most bullish chart right now. And then we can zoom out a little more and we'll check out the 1 month. Here's the 1 month chart. Hopefully, I'm praying for a big green monthly closing candle. We have a big event occurring in Nashville this week, which officially started today. This Saturday, in a couple of days, Trump is going to be speaking, potentially making a big announcement for the United States with adopting Bitcoin, which could send this monthly close with a powerful green candle. But currently, as you can see, we had 7 green consecutive candles on the monthly. Then we had some corrective candles. And let's see how the month of July plays out. But there you have it, my crypto fam. Let me know how you feel the market is likely to react off the back of 20,000 Bitcoiners meeting up in Nashville alongside Trump, Keiser, Saylor, Wood. All these legends, RFK Jr., Edward Snowden. Holla at your boy, family. But yeah, here we go. 90,000 BTC over at Mt. Gox, according to this headline, valued at roughly $6 billion. That's a lot of biddies. Yeah, check it. Mt. Gox still has a whopping 90,000 Bitcoin, valued at roughly $6 billion, as investors and speculators weigh in the effects of the sell-off, which will have on the Bitcoin market. Data from Arcam Intel indicates the last transaction made from Mt. Gox occurred July 24th, 2024, containing roughly 382 biddies, valued at approximately $25 million, sent to Bitstamp. Now, news of the Mt. Gox sell-off has created fear, uncertainty, and doubt. We call that, what do we call that? We call that FUD. And amongst the market participants during the last several weeks, with 8.2 billion question coming down to whether or not Mt. Gox creditors, who have been waiting for over 10 years for reimbursement, will sell their holdings. And according to the recent Reddit poll conducted in the Mt. Gox insolvency subreddit, 56% of the 467 creditors polled do not plan on selling their Bitcoin holdings, while 20% or 88 individuals plan to sell their holdings. The remaining respondents indicated they plan on selling a portion of their Bitcoin while choosing to hold the remaining. Now, the findings of the Reddit poll were further corroborated by crypto quant founder Keiser. The quantitative analyst explained that following the distribution of funds to Kraken users July 23, 2024, there has been no significant spike in hourly spot trading volume dominance or Bitcoin outflows on Kraken. And also on-chain analyst Runner XBT echoed a similar sentiment, explained that only those traders with the paper hands, you know, the day Portnoy's, will sell their Bitcoin reimbursement funds and contribute to selling pressure, while those who understand the value of the scarce decentralized asset will continue to hold their funds. And to me, that only makes sense considering these are the Bitcoin OGs. The exchange went defunct back in 2014. So if you were an early adopter in Bitcoin, you know what's up. And however, we have Jacob King disagreeing with the analysts, arguing 99% of the Mt. Gox creditors will sell their biddies. I highly disagree because I don't look at them as the stupid money. I look at them as the smart money. But let me know your thoughts. My speculation is maybe 20% of them sell, 80% hodl, and they go directly into cold storage. But let me know your thoughts. And despite the billions in potential sell pressure coming from the Mt. Gox bankruptcy reimbursement, the price of Bitcoin has been fairly resilient. Following a bevy of political developments, Bitcoin recently hit a high of 68,000, which we ushered in our pump watch, and is currently trading just shy of 65,000 despite the ongoing Mt. Gox reimbursement. So there you have it. Crypto fam. Let me know your thoughts. Check this out. Major breaking news. One of the big stories of the day. The world's largest Bitcoin miner, Marathon Digital, buys 100 million in Bitcoin to go full HODL mode. How many of you are full HODL mode? Holla. So yeah, they acquired 100 million worth of Bitcoin over the past month. That's what's up. The world's largest Bitcoin miner has been acquiring Bitcoin as a strategic treasury reserve asset, and hopefully that's what Trump announces this weekend in Nashville. Marathon plans to go full HODL, which it's crypto slang for hold on for dear life. Fred Thiel, the CEO and chairman of Marathon, announced in a July 25th post here today. Today, Marathon is proud to announce that to strengthen our strategy of holding Bitcoin as our strategic treasury reserve asset, we have over the past month purchased $100 million in BTC and will now go full HODL. Full HODL. Can I get a full HODL in the live chat, family? Look at that. Bitcoin strategic reserve asset. Buy 100 million in BTC. HODL strategy reactivated. Much respect to Marathon Digital. The Bitcoin selling patterns of the large HODLers, such as the mining firms, can give significant impact on the Bitcoin price, especially since the 2024 Bitcoin halving, which occurred April 19th, which may still force the miners to sell more Bitcoin due to the block rewards being slashed in half. Marathon did not sell any of its biddies in June. Good for them. Despite a month-long decline in the Bitcoin price, back then the Bitcoin miner said it may still be selling some Bitcoin in the future to support monthly operations, manage the treasury, and for general corporate purposes. However, Marathon has now shifted to its full HODL strategy, meaning it won't be selling any more BTC. According to Thiel, adopting a full HODL strategy reflects our confidence in the long-term value of Bitcoin. Now, with the newly acquired 100 million worth of biddies, the company's holdings have surpassed 20,000 BTC, now worth $1.28 billion, according to the firm's July 25th post. As you can see here, they shared, today we're announcing that Marathon has purchased 100 million worth of the biddy, and effective immediately, we're once again adopting a full HODL strategy. And as you can see, they now have 20,000 plus BTC. in their possession. Not too shabby. And despite Marathon's recent acquisition, the Bitcoin price still struggling to get back above 65 Gs. We're just shy of right now. But let me know. I believe the game theory is in full effect between the miners. They're all looking to hodl as much Bitcoin as humanly possible because they know what's up. Let me know how you feel that will likely impact the Bitcoin price as more miners and companies adopt Bitcoin as a strategic reserve asset, adding it to their treasury, etc. But next story of the day, let's discuss the smart money. Which are the whales? The headline reads, Bitcoin whales go on unprecedented $23 billion July buying spree, according to this latest data. That's right. They're clearly accumulating as the Bitcoin price continues to trade below all-time highs. In a new post, the CEO of Crypto Quant, Keiser, called the flow of coins to large volume investors unprecedented. Bitcoin's permanent holders are buying in big at current Bitcoin price levels. Analyzing the 30-day rolling balance change for permanent HODLer addresses, he revealed a wealth transfer arguably unlike anything we have seen in the crypto history. Bitcoin is in an accumulation phase. Over the past month, 358,000 BTC has moved to permanent HODLer addresses. HODL be thy name, family. Those purchases equal to around 23 billion at this time, beat all others in Bitcoin terms, including the period during which Bitcoin hit its current all-time highs of 73,800 back in mid-March. Bitcoin's long-term holders, defined as entities holding or hodling a given amount of Bitcoin for 155 days or more, have broadly refused to sell this year, regardless of the short-term price trends, because we know what's up. Bitcoin usually goes parabolic leading up to, I'd say, 18 months post-halving. And we just had the halving just recently. So anyways, he referenced the ongoing success of the spot Bitcoin ETFs as vehicles for institutional Bitcoin exposure, which officially went live back on January 11th, roughly 6 months out, quoting him here. In July, global spot ETF inflows were 53,000 BTC, the largest ETF in the United States, top 500 million in inflows in a single day, referring to BlackRock. However, analysis warned that such large tallies have tended to precede periods of corrective Bitcoin price behavior. The launch of the spot Ether ETFs a couple of days ago on the 23rd further clouded the narrative, with markets seeing a marked come down on their second day of trading. And as I referenced earlier, the Ethereum dominance is down to 16%. It dumped more than a point, and the Bitcoin dominance has climbed more than a point, or 1 percentage point, that is. When it comes to long-term accumulation trends, Keiser is very optimistic. From Crypto Quant, he says, though not all of them remaining Bitty is in self-custody wallets, the whales are clearly accumulating, and it's at an unprecedented level. Others join him, including popular trader Bitcoin Monger, who uploaded data to X showing the largest whale cohort furiously accumulating. And again, whales are the smart money, family. Only the smallest class of Bitcoin hodler with 1 Bitcoin or less is doing the opposite. So ultimately, what our data shows is everyone with more than 1 Bitcoin, every whole coiner with 1 Bitcoin or more is hodling, and those with less than 1 Bitcoin, those are the ones selling. So there you have it. Next story of the day. Here's the latest with Trump and Max. So yeah, Max just tweeted, Trump reacts to slander against Bitcoin country El Salvador. Smart move, hombre. I forgive you. And this is Trump walking back his statements on President of El Salvador, Nayib Bukele, after 2 days in a row, saying some things that weren't true. And he also wrote, Trump retracted his slander of Bitcoin country El Salvador, so I'll give him another chance to get right with Satoshi. And they actually published this article on the topic. So let me break it all down for you in case you don't know what's been going on. Former President Trump's recent comments at the Republican National Convention caused a stir within the Bitcoin community, potentially jeopardizing his growing support amongst crypto enthusiasts. During his closing speech, Trump made controversial remarks about El Salvador, suggesting the country's significant reduction in murder rate was due to the criminals being sent to the United States. This accusation has caught many off guard, especially considering El Salvador's President Bukele's reputation as Bitcoin advocate. Shout out Bukele. Bukele, who made Bitcoin legal tender in El Salvador back in 2021, has been seen as a potential ally by many in the crypto world. Trump's comments seem to contradict this perception, leading to confusion and criticism from prominent Bitcoin supporters. The situation is further complicated by the fact that Trump attends Bukele, or Trump Jr. that is, he attended the inauguration of Bukele earlier in the month, praising the Salvadoran leader's efforts against crime and corruption. Moreover, Trump himself expressed admiration for Bukele during the same speech. It could have been a slip, but it is still a puzzling contradiction. And Nayib Bukele, after Trump slandered him, he wrote to X, taking the high road. And I got to respect that. Shout out Bukele. Many Trump supporters speculate that Trump as always didn't mean it and may have instead confused El Salvador with another Central American country or even possibly Venezuela. While that is in of itself problematic, some also point to the lack of proof of Trump's claims. It has just been swept into the GOP's larger full throttle push of the migrant crimes narrative. El Salvador has indeed seen a dramatic decrease in its homicide rate with a 70% reduction in 2023 following a 55% drop in 2022. This decline coincided with a massive crackdown on gang activity, resulting in the incarceration of over 75,000 suspected gang members. Trump is scheduled to take his campaign to the 2024 Bitcoin conference in Nashville this Saturday. In 2 more days, family. This event holds particular significance as it's where Bukele announced Bitcoin as legal tender back in 2021. That's right. Now, Max Keiser, prominent Bitcoin advocate, the high priest of the Biddy, and a member of the El Salvadoran Bitcoin office, earlier expressed his displeasure with Trump's comments and on Sunday said that he would settle the score with the former president and set him straight when they share the stage at the conference. As shared here, Max Keiser now publicly threatened to settle the score with Trump on stage at the Bitcoin conference after the assassination attempt. Bold move, cotton popcorn. And this was the initial tweet from Max after the slander. I'd be talking ish too if I just had my ear shot off by the CIA. Trump is wrong as what? Just ask Tucker Carlson. I'm looking forward to July 27th at the Bitcoin conference in Nashville. I'm sharing a stage with Trump and I'll set him straight about El Salvador, Bitcoin, country. Amen. And this was another speech that Trump gave where he said those things about Bukele, which were not true. And Keiser also said that Trump is throwing a hissy fit because he's threatened by Bukele, as Max shared here, revealing Bukele would win against Trump, and clearly a big majority think Bukele is a superior president. This is why Trump is having a hissy fit. And he did a poll, who would you rather see as president for the U.S. in 2024? 55% of Max's following said Bukele, and 45% said Trump. He also wrote, #JealousDonald. This is why Trump is attacking Bukele. Bukele is the most popular politician in the world, including the U.S. It's not even close. The power of Bitcoin maximalism. Trump has a long way to go if he'll ever catch up to Bukele. So it won't likely be as dramatic as Keiser's making it look, though. Trump, like independent candidate RFK Jr., very obviously sees the value of appealing to Bitcoin bulls during his campaign. He's even rumored to announce plans for a U.S. strategic Bitcoin reserve if elected president. At the event, this is the news we're all awaiting to come out of, Trump's mouth. And if that happens, game on, family. And very shortly before Trump's RNC speech, Keiser was also very much into hyping up the former president. So do keep that in mind. Max has been showing Trump a lot of support. It was only those comments about Bukele that really perturbed him. And since then, obviously, Max says he accepts Trump's apology, as I pointed out a little earlier. So I don't think there's going to be any settling the score. He says, smart move, hombre, referring to Trump. I forgive you, brother. So there you go, yo. That's the latest from the saga between Trump, Bukele, and Max Keiser. Now for our featured story of the day. Major asset management giant VanEck predicts Bitcoin to skyrocket to 52.38 million per coin by 2050 in their bull scenario. So yeah, what do we got? 26 more years, $50 million Bitcoin. Yes, please. So let's break it down. As you can see from the headline I just read out loud, this is very bullish coming from asset management giant VanEck. So let's discuss it. So yeah, VanEck's projection of Bitcoin is based on a detailed analysis of global trade, GDP growth, and Bitcoin's monetary velocity. The firm's model assumes that Bitcoin will evolve to become a key international medium of exchange. Additionally, it is expected to become one of the world's primary reserve currencies by 2050. Again, 26 years out, considering we're in 2024 right now. VanEck's research also suggests that the dominance of key currencies like the US dollar, the euro, and GBP, and the yen in the international monetary system is weakening. It attributes this trend to various economic and fiscal challenges. The firm predicts a significant reduction in the use of these currencies for cross-border payments by 2050. This presents an opportunity for Bitcoin to capture a larger market share. The anticipated decline in the global GDP, contributions of economic leaders such as the US, the EU, and the UK, and Japan is also expected to boost demand for Bitcoin as a neutral and alternative exchange medium. This trend supports the shift towards Bitcoin, combined with diminishing confidence in traditional reserve currencies due to the excessive deficit spending and geopolitical actions. It will become even more significant. Furthermore, VanEck anticipates that businesses and consumers will seek a reliable currency with predictable monetary policy and immutable property rights, which means it can never be changed, family. Unlike fiat currencies, which are subject to inflationary pressures and political decisions, Bitcoin's decentralized nature ensures a stable monetary policy. Bitcoin's stability and strong security features make it an attractive option for individuals and institutions looking for a reliable store value and medium of exchange. Quoting VanEck's analyst here, it is conceivable that by 2050, Bitcoin could be used to settle 10% of the globe's international trade and 5% of the world's domestic trade. This scenario would result in central banks holding 2.5% of their assets in BTC. And again, this is based off of 2.5% allocation of Bitcoin by the central banks. What if theoretically it was 10%, 20%? You do the math. Another key component of VanEck's prediction is the role of Bitcoin Layer 2 solutions in addressing scalability issues. These solutions, including the Lightning Network and various sidechains, enable faster and more efficient transactions on the Bitcoin network. Layer 2s enhance Bitcoin's practicality as a medium of exchange by facilitating the higher transaction volumes. And these technologies mature and gain traction, they will eventually provide the necessary infrastructure for Bitcoin to handle the demand of a global financial system. Combining these factors, VanEck projects the Bitcoin price to reach 2.9 million per Bitcoin in the base case and 130,000 in the bear case scenario. I mean, here's the numbers broken down for you. And again, this is coming directly from VanEck themselves. Bitcoin price scenario by 2050, you have the base, the bear, and the bull scenarios, and it based upon all the metrics and the data that you can see on your screen. And again, a base case of 130,000, or I'd say the bear case is 130,000, almost 3 million for the base case and 50 million for the bull case. As you can see here, the price per the biddy, which is highlighted in darker, bolder font, 52,130, or 52 million, my bad, 52 million, 130,000, or 2.9 million. Which scenario do you think is most likely to play out? Put your Nostradamus hats on with your boy right now and tell me, do you see the bull scenario playing out, base case, or bear case? Let me know. And where do you feel that will likely send the biddy? Now, VanEck's recent predictions further strengthening the bullish stance among industry experts on the Bitcoin future. In the shorter time frame, BN Crypto reported that key industry figures believe Bitcoin will reach the 100,000 mark by the end of the year. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the analysts. What's your thoughts on 100,000 six-figure Bitcoin price before the end of 2024? And what are your thoughts on Bitcoin hitting 52 million in 26 years? Holla at your boy, and I'll be reading those comments out loud. Welcome to the Q&A segment of the live show. We got over 1,400 people here right now. Appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks for holding it down. JC's prediction is 225,000 Bitcoin before the end of the year, and between 500 and 750,000 as a cycle peak. And her prediction is right in alignment with mine, which I've been calling. I look at the bottom scenario being 222,000, and I see the bull scenario also being as much as 750,000 the cycle. Personally, I feel it will happen next year in 2025 because that's what history has shown us. All the previous halvings that come before this fourth halving, it was always the year preceding the halving we hit the cycle peak. This goes for the halving of 2012, cycle peak 2013, the halving in 2016, cycle peak 2017, and then in 2020 halving, cycle peak 2021. So if history is to rhyme, expect a new all-time high next year in 2025. But how high shall we climb? That's my question for you guys. So please do let me know in the live chat.